Hey there, it's Dan, and welcome back to Flip Flop Gaming. Today we're continuing on with our Super Metroid Let's Play with Episode 6. And here's your reminder to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the show. In our last episode, we finished up with the wrecked ship, mostly starting with getting the gravity suit. We then went back to a couple other areas in Brinstar and Criteria to get a few final items that we needed the gravity suit for. We then went back through the wrecked ship and found the entrance to Maridia and started doing our exploration through the heavy water zone. And with that, let's continue on. But yeah, now this part, if we ever wanted to transit back through this part from Brinstar, it would be a little bit more of a pain because the pipe is broken. I could have broken that a while ago, but I chose not to just because it does make getting through that area not a whole lot longer, but it adds unnecessary issues with getting through it. I think I know what this is. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we can, I think some of these walls we can go through. Yeah, we can't really do a whole lot with those enemies right now, but we can come through here. And for a very good reason. So this is some weird turtle guy. So yeah, you just stand on him basically, and wherever you land on him, he just shoots up. And that brings us to our fourth to last energy tanks. So yeah, definitely a good room to be in. I think there might be something else in here. Yeah, I can't actually hurt these guys with anything. Okay, so there's a bunch of doors that leave this room going up, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. Because we are gonna get back to that room, but we're gonna go a different way. Now that missile canister we're actually not going to get. It is possible. You have to use your speed booster from way down below. It would take several tries, so I'm just not going to bother. It's just one missile canister. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to bypass it. But there is a super missile canister that we will be getting in just a minute. And that'll be right down here. There we go. More super missiles. Okay, so those are some of those doors that go to the room below us, but we don't need to bother with that. Okay, we do want to head up, though. And we will need to do some grappling. There we go. Another invisible pathway, of course, no surprise there. Okay, so we actually aren't going to go out this way, but we can see where it comes out. This other elevator to Criteria from Brinstar, it pops out right here. But because it's a super missile gate, we are not going to come through this way. But we are going to continue to the right. Just double check the map, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, that blue chunk in the room we just left isn't anything. But there is something here. Let me just see. Okay. No, I don't. Yep, I'm not gonna come this way just yet. So there's some other items I think we can get. Missiles. And we're gonna go up. Actually, let's go left first. So I think there are some things we need here. There's a lot of these invisible pathways in Maridia. Yeah, this is a nice room. A super missile and a regular missile. But yeah, this is, you could spend so much time just searching this entire game with your X-ray to find everything. And I will say, there's at least one place I know of where your X-ray won't actually pick up there's a hole in the wall. So it's like 99% effective. But yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I'll mention that when we get there. But yeah, most of the places like this, you know, you would see the space there. Alright, let's see where this actually goes, because I don't remember. Oh yeah, I think this doesn't actually go anywhere. Nope. We can't go down and the map is blocked off on all the other directions, so we can call this room done. Okay, so now we will go back this way. And this part of Maridia, the music changes again. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it's slightly different. It's less like... It's more like underwater structure rather than underwater like nature. Because before there was like fish and moss and seaweed and rocks and stuff, and now it's more almost like there was a structure here. Yeah, and there are 2 things in this area that I'm gonna do. So if you look on the map, the part below us, when we went down that pipe that went through the middle of this room, we had the option of going left or right. We went right first to get the spring ball, and we went through that really annoying area with the sand waterfalls and those weird, like, I don't even know what they are. They're like undersea dragon things, no idea. But this actually gets us back down in kind of a roundabout way, but it gets us down to an area right above. So if you look, we just took like a sand pit, and now we're above where we were before. Actually, let me see if there might be something in here. Nope, nothing in there. There are boulders we can see. All right, I think that's our last reserve tank. That's cool. Let's see. Yep, our last one. Nice. And more missiles. So we do have to backtrack a little bit, unfortunately, but it won't be that bad. Let's see. You can track see how the bombs are vertical, and now they're starting to, where is the hole here? There's a sand pit that goes farther down. There we go. Okay, so you can see on the map we went to the left of that tube. Well, we can also go to the right of that tube. So unfortunately we are going to go back to that same area, and we're going to go on the first hole, the first sand pit. So then we will have to kind of backtrack through the same area again. But we'll make it quick. I'll just skip all these enemies. And the long trek back up. Okay. Now, there is a reason why I'm using my grapple on all these enemies. They actually die in one hit with the grapple beam for some weird reason, but you can't actually kill them with a normal beam. So that's why I keep switching to grapple for those. Alright, so we got one item here, which we'll grab. And I want to say there's probably a power bomb somewhere here as well, but we'll see. I remember where the items are, not so much what the items are. Let's see. Oh yeah, we gotta go this way. Yeah, jumping out of the sand pit is quite the pain. So as you might imagine, that most of the areas where I'm not jumping are the collapse bricks. So yeah, I was avoiding those intentionally. And let's see, where is this? Not that way. Alright, it's on the other end. Yeah, they make jumping out of that sand a real pain. If you've ever played this or you decide to play it, it might not make a whole lot of sense now, but yeah, if you ever experience this, you'll understand. It's just weird. Your jumping ability is just like handicapped in very strange ways. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But no worries. We're done doing that. I know we did it 3 times, but we don't have to do it anymore. I'm just gonna pick up a save again. Okay. And now we need to get back up to that same area. There's a few items in that big room we were in, so that's where we're headed. And we're back. Okay, now we can go do something else. Let me see, I think there's something to do there, but I need to do some speed jumping. 2 more missiles. And super missiles. Making good progress on the super missiles. Oh yeah, I guess I need to go down this way. See if I remember. I think we want to go in that room. Yeah, let me head back here and we'll go that way. I don't exactly remember what's up there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's nothing. Actually, I think in other rooms, I think you come down these little sand waterfalls. Oh, good spot to refill resources though. Ah, that's close enough. Yeah, so the map above where we currently are, I think there's sand pits that we can fall through and it'll just bring us back here. So, we don't need to be here. So we'll go back in this upper area. Yes. These look like Metroids, but they're mock Metroids, so I think their name is Mocktroids. And we just get a little running in. And we got a mini boss here. Don't remember what this name is, but it's a little worm that makes its way in and out of these holes. Not too difficult. Just several super missile shots and he'll be done. If I can hit him. Yeah, probably just... Yep, a couple more. Not too bad. And then that wall breaks so we can get past it. It is weird because on the map, if you've picked up, you can see that dot usually indicates there's an item, but I think this is one of the few areas where there isn't actually an item there, so that's kind of weird that that was done. And our third to last energy tank. So we'll just need 2 more after this. This is just a different way to get through it. You can speed run all those blocks below, but you can also just morph into a ball and get past it that way. And more Mocktroids. I think there's a space here. Yeah. Some weird roly-polies for another item. Oh, nope, just a missile refill, which we don't need at all, so that's cool. Alright, no worries. Exploring the map. And that door will be available later. Okay. You can grapple the walls. It's actually kind of a cool mechanic. You can grapple and it kind of gives you a wall jump. It's like a mock wall jump. But we don't really need to do that for the most part. I think here we might have to. Oh no, not yet. There's one chunk of the wall that sticks out, I think maybe in this area, that we will have to use. Yeah, like that. But some fancy wall jumping, we can bypass that. Okay, yeah, so this is... I'm not going to mention what this is just yet. There is an item to get here. Let's save it first. Not that we really need to, but might as well. Actually, I think this is just an energy refill, I'm pretty sure. Yep, which we don't need. And we'll drop down here. Boss door, you know what that means. So this is probably my favorite boss, and there's a very simple explanation as to why. And I will show you. So I'm clearing out all these little turrets just because it makes the fight a little bit easier. And these guys are going to give me a little preview as to what the boss is. So yeah, big squid dragon type thing. And I just let him grab me, and there's a good reason for it. So using the grapple, that's open electricity that's there, and while he's holding you, and you grapple onto those areas, it actually does damage. It transmits the electrical damage through you directly to the boss. So it's a super easy, quick kill, really fun to do that method, and definitely much less of a struggle as the Phantom boss, which is actually called Phantoon. And now we get our next suit upgrade, which is the space jump. This is super handy for traversal. So normally when you do a somersault, Samus just jumps up and then eventually falls. But now, having the space jump, when we jump, she does this really fast somersault that you can actually continue jumping. So it's super helpful, and that's exactly why we needed that to get out of this room. Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get out of it. But yeah, so now we can just basically hover in midair for effectively as long as we want. It does, though, get a little finicky. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't let you jump again. I don't know why. Controls just sometimes mess up like that, or it's designed that way, I don't know. Yeah, pretty cool suit enhancement. And beating that boss does open up a couple areas now. So we're going to go explore those and see what we have. Okay, we'll go ahead and end episode 6 right here. And again, if you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode.